the show this week, we debate the merits of running barrier trials at weight for age instead of set weights. Paul LAFFERTY inspires all as the South African Jockey Academy celebrates the end of 2017 in fine style. But first, water is water, right? Actually, no. Ashburton-based trainer Louis Goosen believes that correct water can make a difference to a horse's performance on the track. More after the break. When astronomers look for life outside of our solar system, they look right past the gas giants of Saturn and Jupiter, past the torrid, rocky planets like Mercury and Venus, and past the dwarf planets like Pluto. They stop when they get to an exoplanet like Gliese 581g. Gliese 581g is about 50% larger than Earth, and like Earth, it orbits in what's known as a star's habitable zone, the stellar sweet spot where a planet is capable of having liquid water. And where there's water, there might just possibly be life. What makes scientists think that water is better at sustaining life than any other substance? Well, part of the reason is that no other organism has been discovered to prove otherwise. In our existence, water is life, and as we know it, life needs water to survive. However, it's well known that not all water is equal or the same. There are obvious differences in quality, in taste, in odors, and whether it's been infused with chemicals or not. People are becoming increasingly aware of the significant influence correct water can have on our health, and those of our horses too. None more so than Ashburton-based trainer Louis Goosen. From just 82 runs since the start of the new season on the 1st of August, Louis Goosen's yard has recorded a healthy 18% winners to runners, with a 63% place strike rate, currently the third highest in the country. These healthy stats suggest fit and healthy horses too, but then we know that horses in the Goosen yard don't drink just any water, they drink wonder water. So what is it? And shouldn't we all be drinking it too? We went to find out. Louis, what is wonder water?
Well, wonder water is superhydration. It's a patented water. There's two parts to the patent. The first is to get it hexagonally clustered so that the water can penetrate your aquaporins easily. And then the second part of the patent is obviously putting back the essential minerals.
Louis, explain the whole process to me.
This is how you make wonder water. It comes out from the tap. It goes through a carbon filter. After the carbon filter, it goes through more filtration systems. After the filtration systems, it then goes through the reverse osmosis membranes, and from there it's pumped into a tank. Now you have reverse osmosis RO water. Then we add in the patented liquid and the concentrate, and the water is mixed and left alone for 12 hours. After 12 hours, the water is hexagonally clustered, and then we put back the minerals. 15 minutes later, you have alkaline water.
Explain alkalinity, because I know certain viruses cannot grow in an alkaline system.
Alkalinity is very, very important to health today. You know, at an 8.5 pH, you're looking strong.
How different is it to normal filtered or reverse osmosis water?
It is reverse osmosis water. It's the reverse osmosis water in its purest form is the basis from which wonder water is made. So that's why it's patented. It's a step above, because you put back the essential minerals and the alkaline balance. The biggest benefit is the sixth benefit, which normal water can't do. Only wonder water can do, which is why it's patented. It's an electronegative enhancer, and that means that it allows the red blood cells and the blood to carry more oxygen. That no other water can do. That's why it's patented.
If you put 2 buckets of water in front of a horse, one with your wonder water, one with tap water, what generally has been your experience, how horses respond to it?
Michelle, that's a good one. That's what sold me on wonder water in the beginning, and the horse always chooses wonder water. We've seen it. You know, we've seen it over the last 6 months, and especially the last 3.5 months here in Durban, where it's pretty hot here at Ashburton. It gets to 36, 38 degrees in the day. The horse dives into the wonder water. Look, they don't drink anything else. They only drink water. And somehow the horses seem to choose an alkaline water.
Have you found a difference in performance with your horses since they have been on wonder water?
Well, there's Haddington. He won a 1,000-meter race. He couldn't win for over a year and a half. and he's won 3 in a lot of places, yeah. In Joburg, and he's winning over 2,000 meters.
This is for the Louis Gerson team, so well done to them. Wins 3 parts of a length, the ideal world.
Wonder water is very expensive. You can't get an American worldwide patented water and think it's going to cost you the same as a bottled water over the shelf. It's not going to. And horses drink huge amounts of water. But you don't have to have your horse on it all of the time. As long as you get the horse onto the Wonder Water 3 days going into a race, it should be fine.
The body of every living thing, whether animal or plant, is made up largely of water. According to Equimed Health Matters, a human body is made up of approximately 60% water, with a horse's body higher, averaging around 70%. Assuming that the typical racehorse drinks between 80 to 100 liters per day, it's obvious that correct water can positively impact on their health. And ours. This tastes good. Cheers. The South African Jockey Academy celebrated their top achievers of 2017 in their graduation ceremony held at the Summerveld Club a week ago.
On behalf of the South African Jockey Academy, it is once again a great pleasure and a privilege for me to welcome you to the Academy's annual speech day and prize giving ceremony here at Summerveld.
A year of excellence, commitment and determination was rewarded by the headmaster and staff at the Academy. The Justin Bircher Athlete of the Year trophy went to Jason Gates. Sereno Mudley won the Rakesh G1 Lil Award for the most well-mannered and disciplined, passionate and improved apprentice of the year. The South African Jockey Academy Ambassador of the Year went to winner of the Longines Apprentice Challenge in France this year, Mpumi Mjoka. Winner of the Happy Chimes Trophy for the most improved riding progress during the year went to the highest ranking South African team rider during the recent Air Mauritius International Jockeys Challenge, Lyle Hewitson. The major riding award, the McDonald Trophy, presented to an apprentice based in KZN, went to outgoing head boy Dennis Schwartz, who was also awarded the Ducks for 2017. Eric Ngwani takes over from Dennis as head boy in 2018. Director of Gold Circle and chairman of the KZN Trainers Association, Paul Lafferty, had a few words of advice for the apprentices, which not only inspired them, but all those who attended as well.
Taking advice from an older person is not always wrong. I know we're in a situation where we think, whoa, we can do everything, we're in the right space in the right time, but you never stop learning. What makes a wonderful apprentice into a wonderful jockey is honesty and integrity. And it is so important in life, to be honest, to have that integrity so that you can be respected. And that's the second point I come to, respect. Have respect for everybody that you deal with. That's the only way you can get forward. Take, for example, Mr. Johnson, who oversaw me getting my colours as a trainer. Have you noticed when the jockeys and the trainers walk into the parade ring how they go and shake his hand? That's respect. That's what you have to have. You have to have respect for someone. And Mr. Johnson is a beacon to all of us because he's done it all. He's seen it all. And you owe him for the rest of your life. Your headmasters, your teachers, show respect. It's very important. Never follow somebody else. You've got a great passion for the game. Your life is your life. You can aspire to be good. You can aspire to be great. These are wonderful traits, but it is your life. You have to do what suits you. And if you've got the passion, you can achieve anything. And that's how you make an impact. Your phone's going off. Your GPS in life is your gut feeling. You know when you're doing something right and you're doing something wrong. No one has to tell you. You've all gone through this education. Your parents have got you to where you are today, as well as the academy, but your GPS in life is your gut. Do what you think is right all the time. Don't do what you think is wrong. Always take a backward step and say, sure, I don't think I'm doing the right thing. Strive for excellence, because that's how you make an impact. The better you are, the better you will be. And it's very, very important. Make sure your parents are proud of you. That's one of the important lessons in life. You don't have to be famous, but make sure your parents are proud of you. Another big passion of mine is the English language. And it's a universal language. We come from different cultures, different backgrounds, but wherever you're going, you have to learn the English language. I remember probably the greatest jockey I've ever seen, Michael Roberts, arriving at the academy when I was there. And this little Dutchman, about that big, arrived. He could barely speak English. And I thought, this guy, who's this guy? His English today is impeccable. He could stand up here and be doing the speech now because Mace realized, I'm going to travel the world, I'm going to be a success. He is undoubtedly the greatest ambassador. If Gary plays for golf, Mace is for horse racing. And he couldn't speak English when he came here from wherever. We come from different cultures, different backgrounds. You have to learn English. You have to excel at it, because a few of you, hopefully more than I think, will get out there and become international ambassadors. And that's what you've got to strive to be, because we've seen it time and time again. Our jockeys can hold their own anywhere in the world. People watch our racing from all over the world, but they soon learn to see who can make it. And every one of you has the chance. There's no such thing as being, well, I'm coming sixth as an apprentice. That means nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can turn your careers around at the drop of a hat. And I'll give you examples. Sean Cormack. Sean Cormack came to me and said, I'm a work rider for Dennis Dreyer. Can you please give me 12 rides a month? I'll earn more from those 12 rides than I do with Dennis Dreyer as a work rider. I said, only a pleasure. Boom. He won the New Year nursery for me 3 weeks later. He never looked back. He actually left me and he went to Dennis. He became an accomplished, talented rider who just turned his life around. He didn't think to himself, oh, well, I can't make it, I'm not the best. He got to be the best. Have a look in current times. Gunther Frochman. Gunther Frochman was middle of the road. People thought, ah, he's not going nowhere. What did he do? Now he's the hottest property around. You know, he aspired to want to ride in the Vodacom Durban July. He wanted to be the best. He decided to travel. All of you have got it. It doesn't matter where you are now, it's where you end up. And every one of you has the ability to get right to the top. The next thing I want to tell you guys, you have to read. Promise me you read a book a month. Start off with any book you like. Your future is what you read, your vocabulary, how you learn. Read newspapers. You struggle with English, I speak to you guys in the morning on the track, and I always take out of you because you guys can't talk English. You know, grammar, it's shocking, but it's something you got to do. Read a book, work out what those words mean. When a guy writes a book, you love going to movies with your popcorn. That's a book. They made it a movie, and they made it easier for you guys to go watch it because you're not going to read the book. Read the book. Stay young. Whatever people say to you, stay young. Your age, people were fighting in Vietnam. They were fighting for America at your age. They got respect. You guys will get your respect. Don't stop being foolish. Don't stop being pranksters. Don't stop being naughty, but know your limits. That's what life's about. Enjoy your life. You're at the stage in your careers where you can change anything at the drop of a hat. The folly of youth is wasted on the young, they say. But all of us on this side would love to be young again. We'd change things, but you guys are at the age where you can change things. You can do things right, and it's very important that you take this in. If you want a future, you can't look at the past. Move on. Go forward. That's what they say. When your back's against the wall, walk forward. There's no else. Remember, guys, you've got to look to the future. If you don't learn from the past, you're going to repeat it. And it brings me on to my next word that I think is experience. Now, experience is something that helps us evolve, makes us better. And with experience, you get a situation where you might have a guy who rides for 15 years or trains horses for 15 years, and it's 1 year repeated 15 times. He's not evolving, he's not getting better. You've got to evolve. Experience is how you get better. So get out there, create your own experience, get yourselves in situations where you can do better. Careers. Careers, they say, are like snakes and ladders. You're doing well, you go up. Doing badly, you go down. But it's not like that. Life's like a jungle gym, not snakes and ladders. You can go sideways. You can change things. You can do what you like. It's not up and down. Don't get despondent, things don't go right. You're all at the age, as I said earlier, to change anything, and it is so easy to change things in your life. Every single one of you is a winner in every way, having got this far. Your education is tantamount to success. When you get out there, you will see the benefits. Time is limited. Now, you might think that's a strange statement to make for young guys like you, but you've got to make the use of that time, because you don't want to get yourselves in a rut where you're 35 years old and you've done nothing. You have everything at your hands. Make an impact. Go out there and make an impact. In life, how many times do we get two choices? It's like a guy comes to have a drink, you say, would you like a drink? He says, what are the options? The options are yes or no, not I want a brandy. Life is yes or no. When you get out of bed, be happy or be sad. You've got the choice, nobody else. Want to live life, be good or be bad. It's your choice. So remember, when you're going to do something wrong, I told you about your GPS, do something right. It's so easy. There's a wonderful camaraderie, never lose that. I know when things are tough and things aren't going right, never lose that camaraderie. The last thing, to close it off, love warmly. Love people and you'll be fine. Thanks very much.
I find this academy a remarkable place, Michelle. You just have to walk into the academy and feel the atmosphere, talk to the boys. They're the most best-mannered schoolboys, if you can call them that you will find. They are so enthusiastic about everything they do. Do you know that there's only one other academy like this one in the world, and that is in Brazil? But this academy is the best in the world.
Nikki, the South African Jockey Academy's had a fantastic 2017. Tell us about some of the accomplishments.
Yes, Michelle, we've had a very good year by our standards. We started off early on in the year with Diego and Calvin Gorbor going over to England to the British Racing School. We then had Pumi Jorka go over to France for one of the international apprentice races, and he won it, which is unbelievable for us.
Third-year apprentices Calvin Habib and Liam Tarantal are riding in Bahrain and Dubai respectively, with both hoping to be active during the 2018 Dubai Racing Carnival.
If you see the results that we achieve when our kids go overseas, it's something to be very proud of.
2017 ended in a flurry of achievements for the Academy, as third-year apprentice Dennis Swartz had the biggest day of his racing career when he won all 4 legs of the jackpot on Wednesday the 6th of December. Dennis became only the 3rd apprentice in SA horse racing to achieve this feat.
Yeah, it was a very exciting moment for me, really special, and all I can say is it doesn't happen often, so that's the thing that makes it so special.
Come 2018, is there lots to look forward to for you, Dennis?
Yes, I'm moving to Joburg, so it's something to look forward to. A new challenge awaits me, and yeah, I'm feeling proud to go there, and I think it's going to be great.
I think over the season we had 6 listed and graded race winners, of which Lyle rode 5 of them and Eric rode the other one. We had 6 winners on 2 occasions, one in May, which was 6 out of 8, which the apprentices rode, 6 winners out of the 8 possible races. And this is not a 2020 meeting we're talking about, it's a proper jockey meeting. And then again on Wednesday, we had 6 again out of 9. It doesn't come around often, and it's a great achievement. It would be unbelievable if we can win all 8 or all 9 races one day, and that's what we're striving for. We're always striving for new heights and new goals, and that's what we try and install in all our apprentices.
A young apprentice who reached his goal of making his racecourse debut before the end of his first year was Luke Ferraris. It was a proud day for his parents and grandfather, who were on course on Sunday the 3rd of December at Scottsville to mark the day. What does that mean for you for 2018?
It's definitely goals achieved. Race riding is definitely one of them, and just looking forward to 2018.
And it didn't end there, as Jason Gates rode his first winner aboard Samar for Craig Mayhew at the Vaal on Thursday the 7th of December.
I can't explain to anyone the feeling. I'm sure all the other apprentices that has felt the feeling.
A wonderful way to end the year for these aspiring professionals.
We are producing quality jockeys, and we will continue to produce quality jockeys.
It's absolutely essential that we teach the young apprentices right from the word go that they are elite sportsmen and they are professional sportsmen. So you need to set yourself above anybody else. We can't be satisfied with mediocrity. We strive to be a centre of excellence, and that's what it's all about, is being professionals.
We've been following barrier trials since the first trial took place here at Greyville over a month ago on Sunday the 12th of November. This week we raised the debate of whether or not to run barrier trials at weight for age instead of at set weights, and how will Gold Circle respond to the increasing demand for trials come January and February next year, as from the 1st of March qualifying trials become a condition of race entry.
They're running very well, you know. We're obviously in the initial stages, we're in our infancy. We've got a situation where we just want people to get the hang of it. And obviously we're going to look at getting the 2-year-olds to work with the 2-year-olds, because it's compulsory on the 1st of March. And sort of January to the 1st of March, we're going to find that people will be stepping them up, because you can't race unless you've had a barrier trial. If you've had 120 days off you're an unraced horse. And people will realise they must get that done. They've got to get them in there.
Are demands for barrier trials going to increase come January and February next year?
Yes, we're expecting a massive increase. So we're expecting much more demand for barrier trials, and we'll take it race meeting by race meeting.
There's nothing stopping us going towards looking at 2 barrier trials in the morning, 10 minutes apart, if we get the numbers. What's going to happen, a lot of people will realise, oh, I've got to pass my horse, and I'm going to run it in a week's time. And Gold Circle will look at the entries and say, these have to go through this week. There's one who's not going to run for 2 months. Can we push that out a week? And also we're looking at maybe, because the 2-year-olds coming through, having some at Scottsville, you know, 800 metre scurries for 2-year-olds only. Barrier trials, it helps the public, it's transparency. And initially now we're just getting 6, 8, whatever we can, just to get them rolling. And people are saying, oh, but you can't work 2-year-olds with 4-year-olds. It's just to get them started.
Some eye-catching performances and trials have already been replicated in programmed races.
Just recently, interestingly enough, we had a horse of Robbie Hill's called Everlasting Love that raced here in a barrier trial on the 24th of November. 2 weeks later, came flying and won its race. So its barrier trial run was a good indication to the patrons. Ended up being second favourite.
I've seen Lazarne Forbes, the baby of mine as well, the Bayou, they ran well out of that. And it helps the public learn, and we're getting to where it will be weight for age, and people have got to look all over the world. It's not always weight for age, it's a different system, you know, coming in level weights wherever they go. People, every country has their own system. You must bear in mind that we've got a situation where most of our jockeys are over 54. So 55 kilos the jockeys. So we've got to look at if you're going to have all the 2-year-olds together, they can all run at 58. But if you're going to have older horses with 2-year-olds, how much lower can we go? Unless we put apprentices on all of them. So we're working our way through it. It's going to get to a stage where there'll be 10, 15 2-year-olds and 10 unraced 3-year-olds coming through, and horses coming back from breaks. And you're allowed to bring your horse back, even if it hasn't had 120 days off. Might have 60 days off. You're allowed to bring it back, and you can go from there.
Barrier trials have been well received by the general public. The video clips of all the barrier trials are currently being loaded onto YouTube. Interestingly, of the 5 video clips that we've had on YouTube, we've had 732 hits thus far. So as you can see, it's growing in popularity.
We're getting there, but once the 1st of March comes, it'll be running smoothly, because everybody has to be involved. It's a condition of racing.
That's a wrap for this edition of Racing News, as well as for 2017. We'll see you again next year on Sunday the 7th of January, when we speak to highly acclaimed bit expert Pete Nell of Bomber Bits. So from all of us here in KZN and the Racing News team, Alan Duncan, Brenda Kalapa, Raymond Rogers and myself, Michelle Wing, we wish all our viewers both a peaceful and blessed festive season. and wonderful 2018. Oh dear, that damned hair.